Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into something pretty exciting and a bit different from my usual content. I'm testing the performance of the highly anticipated Black Myth Wukong on my low-end PC using the official benchmark tool. Now, I was really tempted to buy the game, but before I splurged, I wanted to make sure my rig could handle it, even if just barely. So, let's see if we can squeeze out a playable 20 to 25 FPS at low settings on a setup with no dedicated graphics card and just an i3 processor. Let's get into it. So, I went straight to the display settings. Unfortunately, the lowest resolution available was 720p. No option to go down to 800 by 600. And here's the kicker. There is number 4 by 3 aspect ratio either. The game only supports widescreen. So, 720p it is. Then, I turned off every single graphics option I could find, except for frame generation. The game does support FSR3, so I enabled that as well, hoping it might help boost performance. With everything set to the absolute lowest, it was time to run the benchmark. Now, here comes the moment of truth. I fired up the benchmark tool for Black Myth Wukong, and surprisingly, it didn't crash right off the bat, which was already a small victory. The benchmark actually started running, and I could see the FPS counter ticking away in the corner. At first, I was cautiously optimistic. This game has been generating a lot of hype, thanks to its jaw-dropping visuals, fluid combat, and the intriguing mythology-inspired story that blends Chinese folklore with epic action. The game promises to be a visual spectacle with its stunning environments, dynamic lighting, and incredibly detailed character models. But could my humble PC even handle a glimpse of this mythical world? As the benchmark continued, it didn't take long for reality to set in. We were hitting a whopping 5 to 10 FPS. Yeah, you heard that right, 5 to 10 FPS. And mind you, this was without any NPCs on screen or any intense fight scenes. Just basic environmental rendering, and already, the system was struggling. Now, let's talk about what this means. In Black Myth Wukong, you're supposed to experience fast-paced combat where quick reflexes are key. The game's combat system is designed to be fluid and responsive, with intricate animations for each of Wukong's transformations, weapon swings, and dodges. Imagine trying to pull off those precise moves in a fight when you're barely scraping 5 FPS. The game would be unplayable. You'd be fighting the frame rate more than the actual enemies. And then there's the exploration aspect. The game boasts richly detailed environments, from dense forests and misty mountains to ancient temples and sprawling villages. But at this frame rate, you'd be stumbling through these beautiful landscapes like you're moving in slow motion. The sense of immersion, which is so critical to enjoying a game like this, would be completely shattered. Just imagine how much worse it would get when the action heats up. In an actual gameplay scenario with NPCs, intense fight scenes, and complex particle effects, the FPS would likely plummet even further, dipping into the single digits. And honestly, there's a good chance the game might even crash under the strain. This is one of those games that demands high performance to truly shine, and unfortunately, my setup just can't deliver. As the benchmark continued to trudge along, it became clear that while the game's visuals are a feast for the eyes, they're a nightmare for low-end hardware. Even with everything turned down to the lowest possible settings, Black Myth Wukong is just too demanding for a system without a dedicated graphics card. It's a sobering reminder that some games are built with higher-end PCs in mind, and trying to force them to run on less is like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. So, what's the verdict? Well, as much as I wanted this to work, Black Myth Wukong is just not playable on a low-end PC like mine without a dedicated graphics card. In fact, you'll need a pretty decent GPU and a powerful processor to enjoy this game the way it's meant to be played. If you're in the same boat as me with a similar setup, I'd recommend holding off on buying this game until you've upgraded your hardware. It's a bummer, but that's the reality of it. That's it for today's test, folks. Let me know in the comments what you think. Did you even expect the game to run at all on this setup? And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.